Hey guys, my name is Dana. This is my channel Masks and Mascara, and I am just going to do a basic tutorial on how to do a neutral eye look while wearing a mask, because obviously masks kind of prohibit you from doing makeup anywhere below your eyes, and your eyes are just the main way that you can express yourself. And so today I thought I would do a neutral look that you can just do because, like, just makeup for me has always been an escape and a very positive outlet for me. And so masks have limited that. And so I just found a loophole by just getting into eyeshadow and learning how to do it. And I really got into it while watching Alexandra and Nell. Pardon me if I got that wrong, her channel. She's fantastic, and she went into detail about how to really do eyeshadow very well. So here we go. First off, I'm going to use my NARS, what's it called? Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base in Light, because I obviously am very fair skinned and I get oily lids, everyone does. And so I put some right here, and I'm gonna use my beauty blender and blend that sucker in because it's hot as crap outside. I mean, like, seriously, I'm sweating balls out there. And so here we go. So get that in, and depending on the day, I powder it, the primer, because just it can move around and then it can leave creases. And so I'm using my Tati Beauty Blendiful, which is fantastic. It just makes me happy. I love Tati. There's been a lot of drama with her recently, but just, I love the product, so whatever. So I'm just gonna kind of use the excess powder I have on here from what I used previously to just get it all settled down. Now, I'm going to use a mix of the Huda Beauty Nude Light and Medium palettes. That's the word, palettes, because just there's more variety and it adds more depth, basically. And okay, let me find the stupid brush. Okay, I'm using my Morphe M441 brush, and I have this fantastic little color cleaner, makeup brush cleaner series. I got it off of Amazon, really cheap, really great. Just helps just get, if there's any excess product on there from previous colors. Like, I basically use neutrals with this, so it's not like I'm switching from, like, you know, like a bright blue to neutral, because that would just screw everything up. So anyway, for the transition shade for my lid, I'm going to be using this shade and powdering off the excess and just using windshield wiper motions and circular motions, just buffing that in and adding a little bit more, just so it's a little bit more obvious, but it's not gonna be like screaming at you, you know, because no one really likes that look. I mean, if you do, you do you, but me personally, I'm not quite into having my eyes be like, hello, you know. So just doing that. And right now I've got my ear pod in that I borrowed from my mom because she's fantastic, listening to Folklore by Taylor Swift. FYI, just so you know, huge Swiftie, like die hard. So there might be many, many, many references to Taylor. Just forewarning you, so you're not gonna be like, again, surprised. So anyway, so just saying, I'm listening to Cardigan right now. I mean, the whole album right now on Cardigan, and just Taylor. This year has sucked beyond reason. Just so much, I mean, obvious reasons. Like, I don't need to go into detail about why it sucked, but it has. So, anyway, okay. So, now that I have a nice transition shade down on my lids, because you can see it's very subtle, but I kind of like subtle with that at least. And now I'm gonna go in with a slightly different brush. And oh, heaven's sakes, EarPod. Technology sucks half the time. Okay, sorry. Switching to the Huda Medium Nude Palette, I'm going to be using this top shade with Morphe M330 brush. And these are very pigmented, so tap it off, because otherwise you're just gonna get a ton of product in one place, and it's gonna be a mess to try to blend out. So I try to put the focus like that. I'm an idiot. So I'm trying to blend that in with in the outer half of my eye. And we'll just see how this goes, because obviously not so hot right now, but you can redeem things. And just, you know, see, it looks like crap right now. That's why you blend, because when I was younger, like, I'm 26, so younger being like even 3 years ago, I really, like, I thought I had the whole blending idea down. That was really funny, because I just looked like, you know, when those 13-year-old girls finally were allowed to wear makeup and they decided to wear the most brassy colors possible. And, like, you're like, oh, honey, you just discovered the color blue for your eye. All right, you know, rock on. Like, that's basically me. And this is, woo, sorry, my brush is shedding on me, because, you know, really, brush, really? You're gonna do this to me now? Traitor. Heaven's sake, sorry. Ha! Got it. Okay. So, there you go. Just, oh, that looks terrible in this lighting. It's not as bad in person. Oh, now I'm on, oh, what's it called? The Last Great American Dynasty. Oh my gosh, Taylor. You like, okay, sorry, I'll stop my accolades. Okay, now I'm gonna try to do the same, and the other eye will hopefully make it a bit more. There we go, buddy. There we go. Just on the outer half. I like to accent the edges of my eyes. Just because I have very round eyes, obviously. And so if I can make them a little bit more almond shaped, like, I love a winged eye, because that's just like my go-to. Because honestly, yet again, Taylor Swift theme, like, that's what got me into winged eyeliner. So I'm like, oh, she looks so pretty with it, I want to try doing it. And so, you know, I did, and obviously like an idiot for the first, you know, years. I'm not gonna say how many years, how bad it was, but I got better at it over time, because in case, well, of course you guys don't know this, I have been chronically ill for, oh gosh, 7 years. And sometime I can go into detail about that, but not in this. You don't need to know quite yet. It's kind of a lot. And in short, I had a lot of really painful nights, and I would practice makeup because I was so pale and so gaunt that I figured if I can look healthy, like, fool people into thinking I'm healthy, you know, and just get comments on a positive way instead of being like, oh, you really don't look good. It was just, I would be so happy with that. So, also, shout out. So delicious. Just divinity within itself. I love this stuff. Just saying, shout out. They don't know that, but I love them. Anyway, anyway. So, anyway. So there we go. There's the outer half, and this is, oh gosh, looks a lot worse on camera than it does in person. Swear, it's better in person. Okay. So, also I will clean up the edges in the end with a fantastic tool that I found online. It's called the Quick Fix. Basically, it just can help wipe up. It's like a marker. I'll show you later. It's fantastic. It's how I make sure my edges are sharp and just look decent instead of a tragic mess that makes you mourn for that person and their dignity. So, now going back to the Huda Nude Medium Palette, surprise, surprise, and go with this shade with the Morphe M514 brush. You can tell there's a theme with Morphe. Okay, now I'm gonna get an even smaller amount because the more detail you want, the smaller the brush should be. Like, because you're doing smaller, more precise movements, you want a smaller brush so you can do that. Because larger brushes, obviously, typically they spread it wider because they're less dense. Like the one I used originally, this one. It's less, what is dense, but it's also fluffier. So it places product more loosely. So the smaller the brush, the more dense it is, the more concentrated. So I'm gonna go on the inner, on the last like fourth of my eye, just adding more, just depth to my eye, because, you want people to look at your eyes. Plus masks, like, what else are you gonna look at in that mask, So, just doing that in windshield wiper motions and blending. And really, this thing is just... Sorry, my AirPod is having issues. Maybe going through an emotional time. Okay. So, leaving that there. Like, see how it kind of graduates into darkness? It's not graduates, gradient. Pardon me, gradient. Just blending it out a little bit more so it's more a graceful transition rather than a harsh, just dunk in reality, baptism by fire style. Okay. And just do it a little bit more. So, there we go. There is this, and I'm gonna try to soften this edge a little bit more. I do know English, it turns out. It's a surprise to everybody, including myself. Okay, I'm gonna go back, use that same shade, a little bit, and getting into the last little fourth of my eye. Windshield wiper motions, and then circular motions back and forth. Because really the key is just blend. Like, it's gonna take time, so you gotta be patient. Because if you expect it to be easy and just slap it on like a clown and just look like that poor child, like, what happened to you? Like, I'm just concerned as a citizen. So, okay. So, there we go. There is this. And now I'm going in with, surprise, surprise, Morphe, the M431 brush. It's very precise, because this is what I like doing personally, adding a bit more of an edge. So now I'm going back over to the Huda Nude Light palette and using this color, the darkest one in the palette, and yet again, a little bit, tap the excess off. And I'm going to turn the camera a little bit so you can see. So I'm going from the corner and I'm going to tiny bit more. Because just being careful, because dark shades, like, oh honey, if you go wrong, like, there's no going back unless you like erase everything and then like repent and, I don't know, a couple Hail Marys. So, okay, so it kind of gives me that look. Now, I'm going to, do that later, but now I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty, the 210 blending, which this one I'm kind of being more delicate with, And yet again, gentle buffing just to create that sharper edge. I like this look, just kind of giving it more shape basically, and more angular shape for my eyes. And I'm gonna just wipe off a little bit of the excess. And oh gosh, it looks tragic on my camera. But I'm gonna blend it in a little bit more up here so it's a little bit less, you know, the shock and horror type thing. Because you know the whole shock and awe tactic that they use in the military? You don't want to do that in real life. Not cool. Okay. Now I'm going to go back and do the same thing to the other eye because you kind of want them to match. Because, you know, that's a thing. So going in. And, oh my goodness, pardon me. Allergies are still a thing for some reason. 2020 has done so much to us. I mean, Taylor Swift's album saved an aspect of it, but if there could be just not like allergies, that'd be another like bonus. But you know, can't ask too much of 2020. It's already, you know, a garbage pile in flames. So maybe with a dead skunk, so it smells even worse. I know that's 2020 in my mind. Okay. Okay, going back in. I went the wrong direction. Oh. Okay. Back in with the Fenty brush. I just like how it looks and deposits, and it's very gentle and it's very soft. The actual brush, pardon me. And so, just yet again, this is the repeated phrase, blending and gentle circular motions. Because I still want this to be concentrated on the outside of my eye. Because, you know, just looks cool. And I like looking cool. You know, despite what my hair and my shirt say. I like it. Okay. Just going in. One sec. I'm thirsty. I know it's not really hydrating, but it tastes good. Okay. Back to this. Okay. Just making sure they look similar on both sides. This one's a bit heavier, so I'm gonna blend it out a little bit more. I need to wash my brushes really bad, but that ain't happening today. Not today, Zerg. Also, huge Disney fan, so there'll be lots of Disney references done on this channel. Okay. Just trying to buff it in so it's no harsh lines. Okay. So makes a bit of a line, but I kind of like that. That's just me. Now, to go in with shimmer, I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty 230 blending brush, but I like how it just compacted isn't flat, the bristles. I like how it works. So, I'm actually gonna go back to the nude palette, and thinking what look I want to do. Okay, we are gonna try going with this shade. It's kind of darker, maroonish. I don't know, maroonish is probably the wrong term, but we'll see. Ooh, this is a lovely color. It's pinkish. Okay. and just covering my lid with that. I know this is kind of an intense look, but I like that, especially with masks, because that's all you can see. Although I must say, the one good thing about masks, besides the whole, like, keeping you and people alive, which is, always a plus in my opinion, is that you only need to have your face for makeup, which, convenient. Okay, now I'm gonna go back with, which brush I actually might go back in with? Boring, but my Morphe M441. And just kind of gently blend that in with the crease, just so it's not such a stark line. Okay, so that is the look as of right now. And where is that magnificent, haha! Okay, quick fix. So it's a little marker. I wipe off a little bit of the excess if there's any from what I previously did. And then I go to my corners. And if you can see, it cleaned it up a little bit. So is my finger, kind of wipe it away. Because I am not that talented to naturally go that sharp. I don't have that kind of skill. So, clean that up. Now, I do winged eyeliner. And I personally love felt tip. I love the Styla Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. That's my favorite. It just, I love the look. So I'm turning this again so you can get a little bit closer to me. Sorry, but that's what you're getting. Okay, and I know you're not supposed to pull your lid because you cause wrinkles later, and yeah, but this is me. So I gotta get to do what I want to do with my own face. So here we go. I pull tight. Okay, you guys can't even see that. That's convenient. Okay. Doing a medium, somewhat medium lid. So there's that initially, but then I go from the corner of my eye like that, and then this is usually where I F up, but then I connect the main liner around my eyelid to the wing. And come on, buddy. Sorry, it's kind of an older brush, whatever it's called, felt tip. So there we go. So there is, work with me. Thank you. There's that. And I actually might make it a little bit more intense, but I like intense liquid looks. Okay, so there's that eye. And I personally like adding false eyelashes because my eyelashes are stubby and very, very angry people. So for them to curl, I used to spend literally 10 minutes just curling them and applying mascara. I'm like my friends, and mainly Maggie, she will attest to this, that I would spend on I served an LDS mission. We were companions, and she was horrified kind of. I spent so long just my eyelashes because they were just these stubborn little pieces of crap. So anyway, going back to the other eye now. Oh gosh, I need to get this new pen. Okay, there's that one. And then see, and this is where I get to the problem of my wings matching. Because obviously these aren't exactly the same. So I'm gonna try my best to redeem myself. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it just turns into a tragedy. This pen is just, it's on its way out of this life. So there we go. There's that. Now I apply falsies like I said. And today I'm going to go in with the Tarteist Pro Goddess Lashes. I love how these look. I feel like they're very pretty and just add emphasis. Oh, duh, that's what lashes are supposed to do, but that's what they do. Anyway, so I get my eyelash curler and curl my current lashes so that when I apply my falsies, they can hopefully blend in somewhat, even though they're blonde and stubborn little pieces of junk. Anyway, and the thing is, I've got my left eye. These lashes will curl very happily and be like, yeah, let's do this. Left eye, they just rebel like no other. I'm gonna try to reason with them. And I'm using Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift on them because they're not just to cover the lashes so they blend in. And make this so you can see it. There you go. Just enough to coat them. You know, like a decent human being. Because nudity is not allowed. At least not where I'm at. And I'm okay with that. Okay. And coat the other side. Just enough to camouflage them and make them able to blend in with the other. Oh, sorry. This is my setup. Very elegant, I know. Okay. Now here comes the fun / stressful part. So these I've already trimmed to fit my eyes because my eyes are not as big as they want to be. Well, the lashes think they should be, you know, because they're poopy like that. Okay. So where are they? Okay, so I use the Duo glue that is green. It has a brush adhesive on it, which I really like. More precise in my opinion. And I learned this tip from Alexandra, and now, like I've mentioned her earlier, I apply a little more to the edges because that's where the problems typically are. And then do a light coat. Oh, you can't even see this. Light coat in the middle, but heavier on the outside. Okay, now I wait 30 seconds to put these suckers on and just wait until they're clear essentially. Well, the glue rather, not the lashes, because that'd kind of be, you know, a weird magic trick that no one would want to see. So here they are, and if you can kind of tell, I don't know if it looks on them. There you go, you can see them kind of. Aha! Okay. So I kind of wave them around since I'm not doing this professionally and putting it on myself, so I can do this, because if I was doing it as a person, I would not be like blowing on them like this to make them dry, because that's kind of, you know, gross. Anyway, so wait a few more seconds to apply these suckers. And now here comes the fun and yet stressful part. I'm gonna get this a little bit closer. Okay. So I kind of put them my eyebrow blicker thing, and I put these, aim it for the middle, and try to get as close to my natural lash line as possible. Like that. And now I press my natural lashes into it. And I personally like using an eyelash curler to kind of really make sure they conform and stick together. And I have to go in after that, because I'm an idiot, and make sure that the glue is down where it should be. Okay, so not my best, but not my worst application. might have to redo this one a little bit. Anyway, so there is that one, and then I'm almost done. You guys are almost through the most agonizing part of your life. Watching this tutorial. Okay. Getting the sucker off. Getting the glue, because, you know, they don't stick by themselves. You know, when I first tried false lashes, I didn't get the whole glue concept. I thought they naturally just stuck to you. And so I went to a Katy Perry concert with my sister, and I had them on, and they were like sticky. So I was like, great, fantastic. And I didn't trim them either. And then I realized like an hour after we'd gotten to the concert and we're waiting, that it was not sticking. And I'm like, what the crap is wrong with these? Like, I bought them to stick to my eyes and they're not working. And I took them off so it looks like I had one eye that was like fabulous with these really ridiculous lashes. And then the other one was just this stark desert wasteland of just like, you could tell where the lash had been because it took me on the eyeliner off, and it was just a sad sight to see. So, okay, where did I put that bloody tweezer? There we go, found it. Okay, letting this dry, taking a sip because I'm thirsty. And oh, this is a Viking. It's Coke Zero with raspberry puree, which it's my crack. I love Coke Zero, but I mean every white woman probably does, but I have no defense. I just do. So, Okay. So, now I'm going to turn you a little bit closer. She's my iPhone, so pardon me, I'm not professional. Okay. So, yet again, get as close as I can to my natural lashes. Okay, and I go and press my lashes down, and I done effed up there, but I'll fix it. Lash curler again to get my normal lashes to conform and hopefully help actual fake lash to do its job, which it is struggling to do. I don't know why, but it is. So one more second. Okay. Man, these ones are just being special. Okay, so that's the eye look. And honestly, I know I spent an inordinate amount of time on my eyes, but frankly, it's worth it because, you know, you wear a mask. And bam, you got eyes. And I can quickly do a little tutorial on just concealing the rest of your face, but I will pause this for now. And that's just how I personally do my eye makeup during COVID, because put this on and bam, you've got eyes. And in my opinion, I think they're very pretty, and the neutral look is really nice. And I know it can be a bit difficult, but hey, you know, and lastly, please wear a mask, guys. Like, please, I know it's obnoxious. I know it's hard to breathe. I know it's hot. You get your own breath in your face and you realize, like, what have I been subjecting other people to all this time? Because I can smell my breath and it's not good. But please do it. Even if you don't have symptoms, you can save somebody else. This is something I'm very passionate about. So please wear a mask. I know it's inconvenient, but you could save a life. So anyway, this is Dana from Masks and Mascaras signing off. Hope you liked it. Please leave comments below and tell me if this was decent or not, and if I explained it, if I over-explained it, whatever. And yeah, so adios, amigos. I'll see you later.